Hi, I'm Davin with Sunvic Realty, and we're going to be going over how to make massive income in real estate. In case you don't know, there's actually 5 ways to make income in real estate. You've got passive income, price appreciation, tax advantages, massive income opportunities, and leverage. So with all those different ways of making money, I don't want you to get confused or get complicated about a specific way. All right, there's no one best way of making money, which is why I believe you need to know all 5 in order to be a successful real estate owner. Okay, so with that being said, let's avoid the gurus and the YouTube millionaires and the Instagram influencers who are trying to sell you and convince you that you need to buy their course. Okay, there's a wide variety of ways of making money in real estate. And so let's talk about some of the ways to make massive income that don't require you to buy a course in order to understand. All right, the first way is through adding value. Okay, that's just another fancy term for flipping property. Okay, we've all seen house flippers on HGTV. Okay, this is not a foreign concept, but there are 4 main ways to build value, and you don't need to do all 4 ways. If your set of skills, time, and attention allows you to do one of these ways better and more efficiently than others, then focus on the part that you're good at, build the value in the deal, and then sell it to somebody else who can do the rest of the deal for you. Right? So that is deal finding, financing, repairs, and the end user. Deal finding is the ability to negotiate a discount up front, because if we are essentially selling a $300,000 property, but it requires $50,000 worth of repairs, there's a lot of risk there, and the end user may not want to buy a property and spend $250,000 on it and then take the risk of spending $50,000 on repairs. So what a deal finder would do is take that risk on for them by offering maybe $200,000 for the property and leaving $100,000 worth of difference between the price that they offered and the end value of the property. This gives them some room to make some money and to essentially cover the risk in the deal. Okay, so the deal finder negotiates value up front. Then you have the financer. This is the person who has the money, whether it's the bank, the cash that the owner brings to the table, creative financing solutions. I mean, it doesn't matter how the money is brought to the deal as long as the deal is financed. And oftentimes, great deal financiers are also great at great deal finders are great at the financing. But if you are a great deal finder and you don't like financing, maybe partner with somebody who's really good with the numbers and really good with financing deals, and you can work together as a team. All right, the next part is the repairs. Okay, at the end of the day, the repairs still need to get done. And if you're not a contractor or somebody who's really skilled in some DIY and understands the permitting process in your neighborhood, then understand that you might be delegating this out to someone else. And that's value that they are receiving off of your hard work, because you're not collecting that value yourself. But if you are really handy and you maybe do own a contracting business, or you just had experience and you know the permitting process well, you can make money from not paying that value to somebody else and doing the work yourself. We call this sweat equity, right? All right, the next part of the deal is to find the end buyer. This is oftentimes some marketing costs. Maybe you can hire a real estate agent to do this. It doesn't really matter how this is done. You just have to understand that some value is created by finding that end buyer that pays top dollar, okay? Or you could be that end buyer and you could flip it to yourself like what I did sometimes. All right, with that being said, we go to the control side. This is the person who actually owns the real estate long term, and they have control over what happens to the real estate, okay? So this could be controlling the repairs that happens. Obviously, like the entire process, somebody had to control that process and understand the start and the end goal. Okay, but there's also other ways to benefit off control, right? We could, for example, rent out our home on Airbnb, or maybe we own a commercial property and we rent it out to people who want to do weddings at our venue, right? So we own the lease and it costs $30,000 to own this building for the year, or we just own the property and we're the property owner. It takes $30,000 to own and maintain this building. They don't want to spend $30,000 to lease from us, but they will pay a premium per day in order to have access to it. That is value added from the homeowner or the property owner, right? Same thing with Airbnb. Somebody doesn't want to rent your home for the entire year. They just want to pay for that one night that they're in town, okay? This leads to some vacancies and you're not going to make consistent income. But the days and months where you are essentially most occupied, you're going to make a really good premium off of that extra work of renting out per day instead of per year. Another way we can make massive income is actually through a very small property being rented over a long-term period of time. And I'll give you an example of that. Maybe you own a property, right? And it costs you $2,000 a month to own this property. It is a 4-bedroom home. And what you do is you rent out the other 3 bedrooms. The market rate is $700 a month. So you occupy 1 bedroom, and that's $700 a month worth of value that you receive because you're the one living there. The other 3 people pay $700 a month. So it's a total of $2,800 a month that was created off of a building that only costs $2,000 a month, right? So that is a massive income opportunity because you created more value than what originally existed by subdividing and subletting the rooms. This can also happen in business too with commercial property. And there's actually more opportunities to benefit from this too. For example, let's say you own a 5-unit commercial building. Your business is a car mechanic and you occupy just one of the units and you rent it out to a doctor's office, a hair salon, a toy store, and maybe an insurance office. All 4 of those businesses do their own marketing and they attract their own customers, right? And those customers walk by your sign and they think to themselves, man, I really could use some auto mechanic work because my car is making a funny sound. That is all free marketing for your business and all customers that you get to essentially enjoy the revenue of by not having to spend the marketing yourselves. Also, think of it this way. You took the risk in putting the capital up for that building, all right? And those other business owners didn't have to do that, right? So you can probably charge a premium for those risk-averse business owners who don't want to have to pay for owning the entire property, right? So you can essentially profit off of owning the building by charging them a premium on the rent and potentially operating your business rent-free without having any real estate costs to you because the other 4 building users are paying for the building. So with that being said, there's even another way as commercial property owners that we can benefit massively off of this same concept, right? When those 4 business owners have to renew their lease, they're typically willing to pay more money to stay in the same building than they are to move buildings. And the reason for that is moving buildings creates more marketing costs, right? Meaning they have to send out a lot of marketing and a lot of advertising to their current customer base in order for their customers to know and understand that they've moved locations. Then they have to trust that their customers are actually going to move locations with them and join their new business, right? And they have to pay for all the costs of moving and all of that, right? So in order to save on all those costs, it's more beneficial for that business owner just to pay a little bit more per month in rent than it is to move, all right? And as the property owner, we don't have to pay marketing costs in order to move that tenant or anything like that. So that is another way that we make massive income in real estate is by controlling the building, making sure that the value is increasing all the time and that we are capturing that value. If you got any questions, right, make sure you comment down below and give this video a like if you've liked it so far. But what I do want to talk about is what ways have I benefited off of massive income? Okay, I'll be honest with you. Most of my methods of benefiting in real estate have been passive, but I benefit from putting deals together as a real estate agent and broker by finding those high-end buyers who are willing to pay the retail price and finding sellers who are willing to understand that they need to sell their property at a slight discount in order for those flippers to buy their property for a profit, right? That all takes work and it takes a lot of marketing and relationship building skills. I have done my own DIY work in my own home. I have negotiated discounts for my own home, right? I have used my own home in a way where I'm in the process of building a garden, so I'm benefiting off the control, right? I have obviously been the end buyer of my own home, right? So a lot of these were as homeowners. Another way is I have subletted rooms to roommates. I have also done Airbnb and VRBO and vacation rentals. And that was a really fun time most of the time. I have negotiated and helped people own commercial buildings or manage commercial buildings or lease commercial buildings in such a way where their business profits more from their marketing strategy, from understanding that the correct location helps their business and their marketing. I have helped negotiate all of those types of things that we've actually covered in this video. So yes, while I might not be a flipping or a wholesaling pro that has a course that has made millions and millions of dollars in massive income, I have made periodic different versions of massive income through owning and using real estate, just simply by being aware of how to use my skills and bring them to the table where other people value those skills. If you have any questions on maybe building a real estate business, maybe you want to be a real estate agent here in Las Vegas, or you want to be an investor that benefits from some massive income opportunities, or you need a consultant about buying or selling properties, you're welcome to reach out to Sunvig Realty. Again, like, subscribe, and comment down below how we can make better content that helps you go more in depth in the content that you're interested in. Okay, there's a wide variety of ways to make massive income in real estate. I can't touch them all, but I'd rather touch the ones that you're most interested in. So again, your feedback is appreciated.